Welcome or welcome back to Journey to Peace with me. This is our stuffing and unstuffing our wallet video. We'll get back on track in 2022. But for now, this is what you get. If this is your first time clicking on a video, I appreciate you for coming on by. If you're an oldie but a goodie, thank you for coming back. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so that you can join the family and take one of these journeys with us. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna unstuff my wallet. This unstuffing is a little bit different because we just came back from our Christmas trip. Listen, I tried to get this video done on the trip, but Tennessee was a little bit disrespectful because they didn't have a Wells Fargo for 41 miles from where we were. So I wasn't able to do it there. So it's also different because we would typically use our eating out money or not during the week, but we saved it so that we can use it while we were out so that we didn't spend all the money that was in the vacation fund.
See, you smaller than me and can't get out. See?
Why you watching me eat my first cake roll?
You a little hungry, a little snacky.
A little snackish.
Come on, so we can get back on the road. We got a long ride. We got about 6.5 more hours to go.
6?
Same thing with groceries. Groceries, we didn't buy anything last week, so we had $125 to spend. That got spent during the vacation because we drove, and it was about a 12-hour drive from where we were. So we took some stops, got some snacks, ate, whatever. But we use our groceries money, we use our eating out money. Date night money is still here. Date night money is still here because we didn't go on a date. Gas is a digital category, so it is in the bank. Mommy's fun money, got a manicure and a pedicure. Big girl was not too happy with that because last time I took her with me, this time I did not. So I have 10, 25, 35, 36, 37, 38, $39 left over. This is going to go into the personal sinking fund just for me. And allowance is empty. They did earn their allowance, so that's empty. All right, so these are gonna go back into the wallet. We didn't have any extra money because Big Girl needed some money for her another Secret Santa thing for school, and Baby Girl had a game, so we used money for that. Baby Girl did not go on her shopping spree just yet. We're gonna go on it this week, and that's because we just didn't have time since she was playing softball all weekend. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip you guys around so that you guys can see the budget for this pay period and then get to stuffing. All right, so I flipped you all around. You see my bi-weekly budget for this pay period. I have the money here that I got from the bank, my sinking fund categories, and my wallet. This is also my cheat sheet. So this gets taken with me to the bank so the teller knows exactly what I want. Now, what I found out this trip to the teller or to the bank is that the tellers would prefer me come into the bank versus doing it through the drive-thru. So I was like, why didn't you all tell me this sooner? I've been doing this for about 6 months now, just going through the drive-thru. Should have told me sooner. I would have made it easier on you. So if you do this the same way, go to the inside of the bank so that you can get your money. Make life a little bit easier on them. All right, let's take this out of the wallet or the, what is this called? It's a planner. Let's go ahead and get into the budget for this pay period. Let me zoom y'all in. All right, so for this pay period, my income that's going into the personal account, that's the only money that I budget for on this spreadsheet, is $2,351.14. The bills that are gonna come out of this pay period is total $489.08. My cash envelopes are $655. That is a consistent amount. It is going to change in 2022. The sinking fund is going to get $1,005.70, and what's left over is going to be $201.36. That's the miscellaneous. All right, so if you're new to budgeting And that is your plan for 2022. What you're gonna do is start with your income, and then from there you're gonna subtract all your bills. Those are your four walls. What is necessary to cover yourself, to cover your family, so you have somewhere to sleep, so that you have money for your electricity, your heat, or whatever that may be for the house. That's what's gonna come out in your bills. These are your fixed categories. And then you're going to go from there to see how much you have to give yourself for groceries. How much do you have to give yourself for eating out, if anything, gas, things like that. And then you're going to go into your sinking funds if you have the money left over to do that. Now, your sinking funds are funds that you set aside money for the inevitable, right? So it's inevitable that something is going to pop up and you're going to need the money to be able to cover it when it happens. But we pretend like these things come up and they're the first time they happen. So Christmas happens every year, but Christmas gets close and we're like, hey, I don't have any money. What am I going to do? School shopping every year. Same thing. Oh my goodness, it's back to school time. Where is the money coming from? Well, it's going to come from your sinking fund because you're planning for it. So you are planning for the inevitable. You're also planning for an emergency. So I was just speaking to Big Girl about this today. I was telling her that the plan for us for 2022 is to make sure that we have our 3 to 6 month emergency fund set up. She asked me why. I said, well, you want to make sure that you plan for the worst. You expect the worst and hope for the best, right? So we're planning for what happens if someone is laid off, what happens if we don't have the money for something. We have an emergency fund. And that's what that is. And so we have completed paying off all of our debts. And so we are now preparing for our 3 to 6 month emergency fund. For my family, that amount is $20,000. We plan on having that done by the end of this year. Y'all pray with me, okay? So.
Pray for you. Not with you. Pray for you.
Okay, Big Girl said pray for me, not with me. But I'll take both. All right, let's get into it. So the bills for this pay period. Car insurance, I set that aside every pay period. That gets $185, and that's because we pay our premium in the full every 6 months. Phone is going to get $25. IRA is going to come out on the 5th. It's going to get $50. And I was still doing this even though I was in baby step 2. Dave Ramsey tells you not to, but we understand that time in the market is better than nothing. So $50, it's not a whole lot, but I didn't feel it. But it's going to make a difference because that's $50 has been sitting in the stock market. And for 2021, it grew at, I believe it's almost 27%. And for 2020, it grew like 50-something%. So it's growing, even though it's a very small amount. Also, if you have children who are of working age, go ahead and set them up a Kitty Roth account. Big Girl has her set up. She doesn't put a whole lot into the account each check. It's maybe somewhere between $10 and $20 a check, but the time in the market, she started this account when she was 15, and so by the time she's 65, she'll have plenty of money, and eventually she'll get to the point where she won't have to put any more money into her IRA because it's going to grow for her. All right, so life insurance is also going to come out. This pay period is going to come out on the 7th at $129.08. I'm putting in a buffer of $100 just in case Amazon calls my name and I answer and I say, yes, sir. That $100 is going to be there to cover those purchases. That's where I get this $489.08 from. Okay. Now our cash envelopes, these are consistent. This is going to change for 2022, but for right now, gas is going to get $175. Eating out is going to get $50. Tithe is going to get $300. Now, understand that on my channel, tithe is a non-negotiable, right? God tells us what to do with our money, and I follow him. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So I am obedient, and I give him my 10%. Extra money is $30. Mommy's fun money is going to get $100. That totals $655. Sinking funds. So we plan for all of these funds throughout the year. Emergency gets $192. That $192 was set up because I intended to have $5,000 in the account by the end of the year. $5,000 divided by 26 pay periods was $192. Vacation is going to get $100. I wanted to make sure we had $2,600 in the account so that we can spend when we went on vacations. It gets $100 every pay period. Christmas, there was no amount. This was what was left over. So this is what happens when you take your categories that are most important to you. You figure out how much you have to go for your sinking funds, and then the rest, yeah, gotta get in where you fit in, right? So Christmas, school, birthday, home maintenance, doctor, and car, they all get in where they fit in. They get $17. It's not a whole lot, but they get something. Personal gets $21. Why? Because I'm paying myself first. I'm giving myself a couple of more dollars than all the other categories. And then the personal, what I had intended to use it for was to pay for a new Louis Vuitton bag. Sorry, somebody's at the door.
Someone's at the front door.
What I had intended to use it for was a new Louis Vuitton bag. What I used it for instead was a Peloton. Penny challenge this pay period is going to get $53.70, and the dime challenge is going to get $537. For $1,005.70 goes into our sinking funds. So the penny challenge, I'm using that money for my husband's birthday gift. And then the dime challenge, you all know that that amount is going to be set aside for Big Girl Sweet 16 party. And then whatever is left over will get set aside for baby girl's 10th birthday party, which is at the end of the year. And I can replenish that fund by the time December comes back around. But that's what those funds are for. All right, so that leaves us with $201.36 left over. And then this just says, plan, plan, and plan, sis. That's what this sticker says. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the sinking funds. So you all will not see a video from me about challenges for 2022. And that is because I need all my money for this emergency fund in order to get it done by the end of the year. If any challenge that I do, it will likely be Budgeting D's challenge. She has her challenges up on her Etsy shop, but it's the leftover money essentially. So you're not planning for the challenge like I typically do. You're going based on whatever you have left over, and that's getting saved. And y'all know that I either roll it over into a different sinking fund category every pay period. And so if you're not rolling over your funds into the same category, then she has you set it aside savings. So I'll be saving for that. And so I think right now, my extra money, because, I'm just going to go ahead and be real with y'all and be honest. My extra money, I believe, is going to go for a mommy makeover. I have worked my butt off to get my weight down to where I want it. I've been consistent with my weight, and I don't want to wait anymore. No pun intended. I don't want to wait anymore. I have been wanting this procedure ever since Big Girl came around, and I've been talking about it, and every year I say I cannot justify spending that much money on myself. And so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save for the procedure and justify it, because I want to feel good about myself. Not that I don't, but I want to feel good when I look at myself naked in the mirror. You understand? Like, women, y'all understand what I mean. And so I did hide my weight very well. In clothes, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to have to worry about whether I'm tucking my stomach in the picture. None of that stuff. So that's my plan for this year. So the extra money will be set aside for that. I'm close to South Florida or Miami, so that means that the procedure shouldn't be very expensive. And looking at pricing, I can get it done for about $8,000. So I'm going to do it. All right, so let's hop into it. So now, mind you, now I am being very vulnerable when I'm telling you this. Don't come in my comment section. with negativity and hate, don't do it. I told you that I've been planning or wanting this for 16 years. I have not done it. It was irresponsible for me to do it at any point before now because I was in debt. I'm not going into debt to get it done. I'm going to set aside the money. If you don't like the procedure, that's cool. And that's all great, but I want it. No, I don't need it because I look okay. I look fine. My husband is happy. He's not demanding anything from me. He loves me the way that I am. My children are fine. I just want to feel comfortable because I had my oldest daughter when I was 21. And so I have not had my adult life in the body that I was supposed to have because now I have the mommy body. And I've had that for the last 16 years. Enough about that. Let's get into these envelopes. All right, eating out is going to get $150. It's going to get 5 20s, 3 10s, 3 5s, and then 5 1s. All right, so this is the cash envelope. These are available on my Etsy shop. They are going quickly. I think I only have 4 more. All right, so now we're going to go into groceries. And once those are gone, then I'll set up the other ones. Groceries is going to get $250. It's going to get 2 hundreds, 2 20s, and then 2 5s. This is $125 per week, $25 per person. We are a family of 5. I like to test myself and see if I can go without spending this money. My family doesn't like these tests, but I do. I want to use what we have in the refrigerator, in the freezer, in the pantry before buying more stuff. So we might end up with some veggies. And so meatless Mondays, meatless Tuesdays, meatless Thursdays, because we got a whole lot of beans and we're going to have to get through those. All right. Date night is going to get $75. It's going to get a 50, a 20, and a 5. We have not been on a date night in a while. And since hubby's birthday is coming up, we'll go to a fancy place for his birthday. Fancy. Just the 2 of us. The children won't come. So we have a total of 1, 2, 50, 70, 90, 310, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 85, 385. That should get us a nice dinner, you think? We'll find us somewhere fancy. You know, like the rich and famous where they go and they spend $300 on a meal. See about that. All right. And now we're going to go into gas. Gas is going to get $175. It's going to get 350s, 120, and 15. This will go into the bank. Mommy's fun money is going to get $100.
Sorry, Mommy.
Well, thank you, Instant Pot.
What am I supposed to do?
All right. Mommy's fun money is going to get 3 20s, 2 10s, 3 5s, and 5 1s. That's for me to spend on me however I want. So this pay period, I'm going to end up getting a wax. It's already paid for because I get the monthly plan where I do like 11 services or whatever. You pay ahead for it. So that's done. So I only have to pay for a tip. I might go and get my nails done again. My nails done again this pay period. Oh, and my eyebrows, I think, maybe. All right, my eyebrows might come out of that 201, to be honest. Allowance is going to get a 10, a 5, and 5 ones for big girl. And she has definitely earned her allowance this pay period. The little ones are going to get $10. Them, we're still trying to see if they're going to earn that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this into the wallet. We're going to do $150 for aftercare for the littles. We're going to do a 20 and a 10 for extra money for me, just in case something happens. And that is it for the wallet. $100 is going to go into vacation. So now we're saving for next Christmas or any other trip that we're going to take. $100 is going to go into savings. We are going to do $50 for school, and this was big girl's money, but she's not getting that anymore, so we just put it in the school account. This was for her aftercare, and then now it's going to get the extra $17 that I set aside for it. So a total of $67 is going to go into the school account. Then we're going to do a 50, a 10, and a 5. This was for gymnastics that we no longer do, but now this goes into the home repair fund. And so now we're going to do the $17 that I set aside for it. So 65 was a joint account money. 17 was personal money. So that's how we get $82. And that goes into home repair. 2 20s and a 5, $45. This goes to big girl. This was being set aside for all things car related for her. Yeah, that didn't work out because she decided she wanted to cheer, and those cheerleading fees were expensive. So the money has been going towards that. A 20 and a 5 goes to the phone bill. So I'm going to fold this, put this into personal here, and when the phone bill comes due, then we'll pay it. $21 will go into the personal money. $10, a 5, and 2 ones. It's going to go into birthday. So baby girl went out with a friend for her birthday, so we need to get her a gift. So that will go towards the gift card for a friend. $17 is going to go into Christmas. $17 is going to go into car. And we did not use all the money in the Christmas fund, so that's going to be there for next year. And $17 is going to go into doctor. All right, that's it. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go up and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and subscribe. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free for you, but it means so much to me because it helps our channel grow. All right, until next time, journey on.